Hey, Team Happy and Fit. I'm so pumped you all are on tonight. We are going to be doing a Summit 2017 recap, and I just have to tell you, Summit this year was different. It was a different experience, a different feeling, and I just cannot wait for you guys to hear about it and see. So I'm going to share my screen, and let's go ahead and get into the presenter mode, and then we're going to have other people presenting, which I'm really, really excited about. So if you are one of those presenters, you'll see your prompt. I'll introduce you, and then you can just mute yourself, and then we can get going. So, and then I'll probably hit stop share as you talk, if that makes sense. So here are some fun pictures from Summit, and I want to do some quick announcements before. We just had a coach sneak peek yesterday, and I and Sarah did something a little bit different. Some of you guys shared your story with us, and we went every other with information about coaching, but also with a coach story. And I just feel like that is more powerful than what coaches do, right? I feel like you sharing your story, that's what this is about. So please don't underestimate your story in this. If you feel like you've shared your story 10,000 times, it's still not enough. Only 10% of the people on your Facebook see your posts. So find different ways to share your story. But I was just amazed by them. I was teary-eyed with some of them. One that sticks out is Lizzie Turner. I was like, whoa, I feel like I knew that, but not to the depth on how she said it, if that makes sense. It was just really, really good. And I was really, really proud to see that. Another one I was thinking about was Paige or Lisa, who had been a coach before and has this different aspect and vision with coaching. And it just makes me really, really excited and really, really proud. So utilize it. I think it's called July Coach Sneak Peek. If you go use that and people are interested in coaching, so Lizzie Turner just said she has another coach joining our team, which I'm really excited about, but she could go and use that video. And I went live for about 15 minutes afterwards. And I just shared my story, but I also just shared what coaching is. So it's just a quick video on explaining to people what it is with how to get started. So that helps you guys out. Just go ahead and tag people under that. The Shift Shop group starts July 24th. How many of you guys are so excited about it? It has been amazing reading through the answers. It's been amazing just seeing people's excitement for it. I'm really trying to prep people in a way where they feel confident going into this group that's starting on the 24th. And prep week has started, so make sure to get your people in there. Still utilize the Shift Shop sneak peek on the event page to tag people under those videos. Do it all the way up until Monday because they have the all access. They can access on demand and they can start that workout on Monday. They just wouldn't have their Shakeology for another week, but that's okay. So make sure you're utilizing that, checking that out. Rock the Business. Okay, if you have done Rock the Basics, Rock the Business is amazing. And it's a new training that we have. It'll come out again in August. So if you want on that train, let me know. And we'll definitely make a post right before we get people in it. But also, if you go to the YouTube, I want to say it's I think it's Team Rockstar Fit, but in the, what is it, TRSF, RTB with a space. I can share it, but if you go follow their YouTube link, you'll get all the videos of that training right there. So then you can kind of just go through it yourself. So for those of you guys in Rock the Business, I'm really proud of you. I'm glad you're in there. Success Club. So many of you are at SC2. Even if you're at SC0, you're like, I'm going to hit Success Club this month. The prize is a Shift Shop shirt. I am so excited about it. I love the swag that Beachbody gives us. It's a free shirt, but also hitting Success Club is such a non-negotiable that you should make a part of your business. I actually was just telling someone today, her name's Erica, and I said this, I said, I make Success Club like working out. I make Success Club like posting on social media. It's not, will I hit it? It's, I have no choice but to hit it. And that's how I've approached it. I've hit Success Club 37 months in a row. I didn't hit it my first 2 months as a coach when I first started, but I haven't stopped since I figured it out. Success Club is the thing that you can measure if you're actually helping people with these programs and with Shakeology, but also it's going to help grow your business. It's that simple. Make Success Club a non-negotiable. There's a couple new people on our leaderboard, and I'm really, really proud of you, so congratulations for that. We made a 2018 Summit group to get everybody in on the excitement. We did that last year, and all of you guys are posting your tickets that are purchased. If you are a new coach, if you hit Success Club your first 3 months, so if you signed up in June, if you hit Success Club 6 in July, August, and September, you get a free Summit ticket. If you signed up in July, July is kind of your freebie month. If you hit Success Club starting in August for 3 months in a row until November, you get a free Summit ticket. If you hit Success Club in July still, that counts. So I don't know about you guys, but I love free things, and this free ticket was the thing. I never got a free ticket, by the way. I never was a Success Starter, but Summit was the thing that was that aha moment for me. And then yay, I'm so excited to announce this. We're going to be doing another Emerald Push group in August, meaning we did this big buy-in. I think the pot was $740 split by 20 new Emeralds in a week. We are going to help you go Emerald in 1 week if you've never been an Emerald coach. I think that's pretty awesome. So you do this buy-in, $10, and then you get to split the pot for going Emerald in a week. I'll explain it all, but basically when we did this, 20 people went Emerald for the first time, and they got $40, I think it was. Okay, I want to share my top takeaways before we get into other top takeaways. This was my third summit. My first summit was the thing that I was like, aha, yes, I can do this. And then I did. And then my second summit was I can be on stage. Like, I can present. I can really move my business forward. And then I did. This summit for me was eye-opening because I was watching you and just watching your belief take off. And it made me really excited because I don't ever want this to stop with me. And just to be able to see you guys, if my internet is unstable, I'm so sorry. I'm in an Airbnb and the internet is not good here. So Liz, if you could text me or something, if it's like going to crap, you can take over, or Kim or someone on here, Jordan, whoever. So my top takeaways for Summit is think of coaching like college. You spend 4 years paying money to get, what is that called? A degree, to get paid. This is different. You spend 4 years getting paid to learn. And if you treat coaching with no expiration date, if you treat coaching as a 4-year plan, a 3-year plan, a 10-year plan, that is going to be the difference. I kept hearing over and over again at the summit, because I think a lot of people chase shiny objects, or they guarantee their failure by quitting, to be honest. I really think if you just think long-term with this, and you're, like they were saying, like, be at Summit next year. Like, the best thing you can do for yourself is be at Summit. Or just in general, in your business, just don't give up. If you feel like you're stuck, if you feel like you just can't figure this out, like, you just have to trust this process. I really liked this takeaway: set intentions before working. So Brendon Burchard, I was a part of this extra leadership training when you guys had your first smaller session. And he said, set your intentions, meaning before you get on social media and you're about to make a post, sit and be like, I'm about to inspire someone. I'm about to craft a post that is going to move someone. I'm about to do this to do this. So maybe your intention is, I'm going to make this coach welcome graphic, and I'm so excited that this person is joining my team. I can't wait for them to experience the magic, versus, oh, one more thing to cross off my list. Oh, I have to get this done. And then your attention is all over the place, if that makes sense. So set your intentions before you do a task and stay on that task. I thought it was awesome. So I did that with this presentation. I was like, okay, I'm going to make a slideshow, and I'm only going to do this slideshow. And the reason I'm going to do this slideshow is because we get to tell everyone about Summit, and Summit was amazing. So I set the intentions instead of being like a squirrel all over the place. I really loved it when Brendon Burchard talked about circumstances and hoping you've had a hard life. And he said, people use their circumstances as crutches or reasons to not go far in life. He said, your circumstances aren't wounds, they're muscles. If bad things have happened to you, it only makes you stronger versus weaker. And that really struck me because I've seen so many people give up on themselves all because something hard has gone on in their life. And I just think about all of the hard things that have gone on like Lisa Gastreen, who is a coach, shared her journey and how she broke off a crazy relationship that she had invested so much time into. And I can't even begin to imagine how hard that was. But instead of her dwelling and becoming worse of a person, she used that as a muscle to become a better person and to take care of herself and to fight for herself, if that makes sense. So you either can choose to use the hardships in your life as wounds or muscles. That was huge for me to hear. And then actually, I think some of you guys might have heard that. I can't remember where he said that. If you're scared of rejection, you suck at math. I really loved when he shared that in the general session of, if one person's rejecting you, you've had 1,000 people back you up in life. And that person is the minority, the person who's making fun of you, the person who's putting you down for being healthier. Doesn't that sound weird? Like, you don't want me to be healthier? Like, you don't want me to be happier? You're putting that down? It's just because they are insecure themselves, or they just have a bad idea of Beachbody because someone else ruined it, right? Like someone else was super salesy, but that's not how you're going to be. So if you're scared of rejection, you suck at math. Meaning, if that one person rejects you, you've had a ton of people support you saying, oh, your post has been inspiring me. Or when you walk by them in the hallway saying, wow, like you look amazing. It looks like you're glowing. Like you do have a lot of people complimenting you. Don't let that one person derail you, if that makes sense. And then be a Cubs fan. That was Mindy Winder. And she talks about fan loyalty of be a fan of your team. She talked about the Cubs and how for 108 years they were a fan of the Cubs with no win or no winning of the World Series, and they stuck it out, and then they ended up winning, and that they were loyal to their team no matter what happened. So no matter what happens, have that fan loyalty to this team, to your business, to your fitness, to your nutrition. Just make sure that you don't give up on that. And I just really believe that the main theme of Summit was don't quit, stick it out, and just go with the flow, if you know what I'm saying. So I just posted this. This is an awesome tracker that I really invite you to download, print. It's really easy to follow. The point is to not get 100% on this, if that makes sense. I don't want you setting yourself up for failure by thinking the only way to move forward is to have every single checkbox marked on this. I think it's about setting goals. So I'm going to try to get 90% of this checked off. Does that make sense? Like, don't set yourself up for an unrealistic expectation if you're just trying to figure this out. You can totally make these 21 challenge group invites regular coaching invites as well, if that makes sense. I'm not going to go through it. It's self-explanatory, but let me know if you have any questions. We're going to get into some personal testimonials of Summit. And I just want those who are going to speak for 30 seconds to a minute and a half, whatever, and just sharing your heart and just sharing your takeaways with this. But real fast, Sherry Christian couldn't be on, but I wanted to share her top takeaways. Who cares if you get a no? If failure is what you're afraid of, then you'll never succeed at achieving your dreams, but you will succeed at achieving someone else's. That's powerful. Don't overthink this business. It comes down to do what you want to help people better than their family lives. Sorry, it comes down to, do you want to help people better their lives and their families' lives? And do you have something worth fighting for? I think that's huge. I just got off the phone with Erica, and she was telling me her deep why. I was just talking to Jordan, and Jordan was so convicted and even crying because of how much her why means to her. And I looked at her and I said, now you have your fight. Now you know why you're going to show up. It's so important to have that. Do your daily vitals every single day, you guys. This business isn't a secret. post with purpose, and post to create curiosity and questions. I know people are going to go in this in a little bit deeper level. When you are having a difficult time in life, in this business, or just in general, allow yourself to be vulnerable. I think it's really hard to be vulnerable, but allow yourself to be vulnerable. Chances are you're not alone. Use that to help others who are too shy to speak up about it themselves. Lean on your team and your loved ones to get you through and help guide you. Be willing to put your pride aside and admit you need help. I think that's huge. Learning through your fears. And she said, Summit was exactly what I needed. And I can totally tell a difference in her. Okay, let's get this kicked off with Liz. She's going to be talking about the 4 traps we face. And then we're going to go with Erica when you are stuck. Go ahead, Liz.
Awesome. I'm just so excited at all the people who are on this call. That makes me so excited. Okay, so really quick, Darren Hardy, he is the author of Compound Effect, amongst a lot of other books. He's amazing. He really brought it. He focused on rebuilding your operating system. So talking about who we are as people, rebuilding our mindset to go forward in this business. And he started by talking about our little choices versus our big choices we make. So he compared our little choices to mosquitoes, and he compared our big choices to elephants. And he asked the question, how many times have you been bitten by an elephant versus how many times have you been bitten by a mosquito? And he compared that to our choices. So we have been bit by a mosquito. That is our little choices that we make every single day that identify our outcome. So he talked about rebuilding our operating system, but talked about the 4 traps that we face in trying to change our choices and trying to rebuild ourselves and our outcomes. So number 1, the first one he talked about was results are invisible. And that means that when we are starting this journey to making these changes and to bettering ourselves, whether that consequence is good or whether that consequence is bad, right away, you're not going to see results. So think about someone who starts smoking today, but think about who they're going to be in 50 or 60 years, compounded over time. Results are invisible on this journey when we're starting to get healthier, when we're starting to get happier, when we're starting to work on ourselves physically and mentally. It's not going to necessarily show right away. So just be patient with the process. And he really emphasized that. Number 2, change is subtle and deceptive. Sometimes when we're changing, we're not going to, again, kind of like number 1, we're not going to notice it right away. It's going to be sometimes deceptive, but we have to keep going because those choices over time are what's going to add to our outcome again. Number 3, we love immediate gratification. Who doesn't love feeling good and being having that pleasure right away? So he focused on cake versus water. And how, when we see that cake, it's going to nourish our bodies. We're going to love having that chocolatey goodness. When we see water, it's not going to necessarily, it might quench our thirst, but that's all it's going to give us. But he said something super profound. This is what I want you to write down. Short-term pleasure creates long-term pain. And then the reverse of that is true. Short-term pain creates long-term pleasure. So after he said that, I'm like, heck yeah, I'm grabbing that glass of water because, man, I don't know about you, but I've had a lot of pain in my life. And I thought, man, maybe is this it? Do I have to suffer forever? But what he says is if you can endure these short-term pains, thinking about showing up every single day, thinking about what that means in your business. What are you not doing right now? What are the hard things, and doing them every single day and making that choice? He says, because of that, you will have long-term pleasure. And I think that's so important to keep in mind. I love number 3. Last one, number 4, what it takes to be successful is easy to do. And it's easy to neglect. So oftentimes we're going to suffer when we're starting to do things the right way. But remember, when we're successful, we think about it. Sometimes we overcomplicate it in this business. We get inside of our heads and we think, how are we going to be successful? It seems like it should be easy, but those are the things we're probably forgetting on our list. So it goes back to doing the hard stuff first and really focusing on those 4 things, nipping those things, recreating them, and rebuilding our operating system in order to be successful.
Can you repeat that last one again?
Yep. What it takes to be successful is easy to do and easy to neglect.
Awesome. It's like the 4 vital behaviors. It's easy to just not do it because it doesn't seem like it matters, but it really does. Okay, Erica, go. Liz, you're awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Go ahead, sister.
Okay, first of all, sorry that I don't have any video. My apologies. But okay, so what to do when you are stuck. So part of this is from some of the presentation. Part of this is just from conversations with coaches while at Summit. So what really hit me is to, first of all, think about, are you stuck but still doing what you're supposed to, or did you just quit? So give yourself that gut check. Are you stuck because you quit doing your vitals, quit working on yourself? Or are you just stuck and not seeing those results right away, like what Liz was just talking about, because it takes time? And yes, sometimes you can even seem to be going backwards, but if you're still doing those vitals and showing up in your fitness and your business, then you're not really stuck, even if it seems like it. Another thing that really hit me for dealing with if you're stuck is to remember what your why is. I know that's a little bit of a repeat, but really dig in. Like, why are you doing this? If it's for money and just for a good looking body, then maybe you need to dig deeper into your why and realize why you're really doing this and how you can really help people and help your families, and have a deeper why. And then there were just some ideas of things to do to kind of change it up if you're stuck, if you're feeling stuck, to lean in on your team, maybe host a fit club, or I was thinking about a meal prep time. Set up something with those who are in your area on your team, and just keep going. Don't quit. Don't guarantee your failure by quitting. So those are my
quote. That's awesome. That was so helpful. Thank you. And these are some pictures I found of you guys. I was like stalking all of you who are presenting today on your Facebooks. All right, we're gonna go with Kayla and Jordan. I just have to say, when I was on their Facebooks today, because again, I was like totally plugged into making this, the confidence that was radiating through their pictures. I've seen these ladies grow throughout the years, and it's just been amazing to watch, but I could just see it through their social media. And Kayla, like, look how smiley you are and just confident and wonderful. And you did some really brave things, and I know you're going to talk about belief. And then Jordan is going to go right after Kayla. And Jordan, you are different. And it's just so inspiring and so wonderful. And I'm just really proud of you for just your raw realness. So Kayla, go ahead and kick us off, sister.
Okay, so first of all, I mean, I just kind of want to mention the fact that I like volunteered to do this is huge, because I never would have done that, you know, like, so anyway, so for me, one of the things I noticed throughout Summit, like all of the speakers, the workshop speakers, it was just like a common theme that they all said, you have to believe in yourself in order to be successful in this business. And that was something that had kind of been in the back of my mind for a while, but like, I never really acknowledged it. But then it like kind of hit me like a ton of bricks at Summit that like, I never used to like believe in myself at all. And there are a lot of ways that I do now, like with my workouts, or like, I can, I'm a traveling occupational therapist. I have no problem moving to a new place, and I know I can, find things to do there, meet people. Like, I'm totally fine, confident in that stuff now. But then I realized I still didn't believe in myself when it came to being able to be successful in the business. I was like, I had the mindset that I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can be a leader. I don't think I could ever like lead a team, that kind of stuff. So like, I guess there was that realization, and then also kind of the gut check, like, you know, if I'm going to be successful, and I need to like check those beliefs, kick them to the curb. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, and that's the momentum I'm going with. Yesterday morning, I wrote some I believe statements, and then I also wrote really big on a piece of paper, "Why not me?" And I put them on my mirror so I see them every day. And so, yeah.
Dude, can you just like feel it where I'm like, I need to write some I believe statements. Like what's one I believe statement that you wrote? Look, she's looking because she really did it.
Yeah. Ugh. Hold on.
This is awesome.
Let me turn. Can I turn?
Yeah.
Can I make it so you guys can see? Yeah.
Oh,
right there.
look at that. Why not me?
I mean, really, honestly, like, actually, you know what? This one's good. This one's probably the biggest one. One of the ones I wrote is, it says, I believe I deserve this.
Yes.
Because I think that's another thing I had where I didn't think I did.
Okay, can everyone please, like, do we have to keep going? But I want you to because you need to listen to Jordan because, like, we just had a really good conversation. But, like, can you just write that down, guys? Like, just write that down that you're worthy of it. Amazing. Jordan. Okay, you guys, Jordan, I can't give it away. Go ahead, Jordan.
Okay, so first of all, with Summit, I was a little disappointed. I didn't get to see Shanti's abs again. I'm just kidding. I mean, yes, but anyway, to my actual conversation here. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was mindset. This wasn't actually anything I learned from Summit itself, but I don't know. You'll get it in a second. So when I went to Summit the first time, this was my second time, I had a different mindset. This time I went in with a purpose. I didn't have that mind where, I'm just there I knew I was there to like learn, but I didn't really fully understand it. This time I was like, I'm there to learn. I'm going to take action on what I learn. I'm not there to, I don't want to say party, but because I guess I didn't really party last time, but you know what I mean? Like it was a different mindset, and I think that's key. And then what was the other thing? Curiosity marketing. Yeah, I went to bed early. So curiosity marketing was something Chalene Johnson talked about, and I'm actually really glad she talked about it before I did my transformation post, because I had people asking me what I was doing. So instead of leading with the business, don't lead with the company is what she said. So when people see pictures, I'm going to use Monet, I think that's how you say it, as an example. So when they see that, they can easily just Google it, and they don't even have to go to you. And I wanted to use that as an example because I actually looked that up because my fiance is losing hair. And so I was like, okay, but I didn't have to talk to any of them because I knew what I was Googling, you know? So make people curious as to what you're doing, and don't just put it out there, because if they want to be they're attracted to you for a reason. And they're coming to you for a reason because they were curious as to what you were doing. They were like, oh, it's working for her. I need it to work for me.
And they're like, what the heck are you doing? I don't even know what you're doing, yes. But I want to know what you're doing.
Exactly. I don't know. I can just type this below, the 3 things she said, because I don't want to go and take too much time. But so I'll just say it really quick. Borrowed words are for the birds. Don't tell me you're about to sell me, and likes wear thin, questions for the win.
just muted my own self. But like when people are asking questions, like Sarah Freed just did a really good curiosity marketing. She had Energize, and she's like, I call this my mom juice. I wouldn't be able to do my workouts without this. Like, oh, thank goodness, it's going to be a really great day, blah, blah, blah. And people under it were like, what is it? Like, what is that? Like, tell me more about it. Because she didn't say like, oh, this is the pre-workout, all this stuff. But you guys also have to understand too that I think like if you've already built a following, like my people already know I'm a coach. They already know I'm doing this. I can make other parts of my life curious and create that connection. So you also have people that already know what you do, and it's okay to say what you do if that makes sense. Jordan, you rock. Do you have to add any, or do you need anything else to add?
I don't think so.
I just have to
I love
say,
you all. I'm proud of everyone who's doing this too.
I'm proud of you and just seeing your confidence soar of you went to Summit not knowing, and now you left Summit like this time being like, I have such a deep why that moves me, and that's huge. So really pumped for you, sister, and I'm really proud of you for being super brave. All right, Kim is going to talk about Team Rockstar Fit Day and affirmations, and then Turner is going to talk about throwing up on the plane. Just kidding, quick social media tips. Go ahead, Kim.
Okay, well, I would just want to say Team Rockstar Fit Day is always my favorite day of Summit. This is my second year, and Julianne dropped the mic multiple times in her kicks and her fancy dress, so kudos to her. But we talked about 4 big themes at Team Rockstar Fit Day. We had social media tips, we had rock your challenge groups, we talked about dominating team building and owning your business, and I got as being in this for a while and having such amazing leaders that we heard a lot of the stuff before, I picked up some really good tips on things like knowing your 6 topics. And I really connected to Rachel Doyle's part where she was talking about the magazine, how you were the editor-in-chief of your own magazine of life, and having your 6 topics and what would it look like if your life was a magazine spread, and going through those kinds of things. And no ads, only articles. Really going through and not being a Beachbody banner, but being an article of your life, and really talking about this is your magazine, not Beachbody's magazine, sharing your own story. And then the affirmations part was from Mindy Wender's belief thing. And I actually went through and made my affirmation list today. It's on my phone. It's my screensaver now. And so it's something that I'm always going to be seeing. So that was some advice from her. But sustaining belief was the big slide at the very end. And in order to sustain belief, like Jordan talked about, you need to do 5 things. Personal development, changing your focus of what you're focusing on. 2 is positive affirmations, thinking successes and not failures. Visualizations, imagining where you want to be and really picturing it in your head. Like I can tell you, I've been able to tell people for a very long time what our dream acreage is going to look like, but I'm not going to take time right now because it's long. Goals, 1 time per week, write down the goals and in the present tense. So I will be diamond. I will be whatever. Keep it now. And then surround yourself with the right people. And as coaches, we do that all the time because we're part of these teams and we plug ourselves into challenge groups. We plug ourselves into the team page. And if you're feeling stuck, it's probably because you're not connected. And so in order to sustain belief, do those 5 things. And that's my whirlwind.
That's awesome. What's a positive affirmation that you have on your phone? What is one?
I have several. One of them is, one of the things I struggle with is balance in my life. So one of them is I'm a good mom because I don't always take time for my kids. I am thankful for the people who are helping me reach my goals. I'm strong. I'm confident. I'm worthy of success. I just put them in a note on my phone and took a screenshot of it, and it's there. And the last one is I'm capable of achieving hard things, and I am not returning my contract in 2019.
Look at that. And we're recording it. That's a big flipping deal, sister.
Visualization happening.
Yeah, I think it's really important to visualize. Like, do you see, like, to do this Beachbody coaching thing, it doesn't have to be to leave your job. Like, if you love your job, awesome. But maybe it's to pay off all debt. Maybe it's to go on vacations. For me, it is to, like, treat my mom, right? Like, I just want to be able to help her with anything and everything. Or I want to be debt-free by 30. I have these such detailed goals, even having a huge dining room table full of people and healthy food and just like sitting and chatting and all these things. So visualizing what you want. Turner, go ahead and turn it around.
All right, so my tips were also from Team Rockstar Fit Day. So like I didn't really know what to expect going in just because like I had never been and didn't really know what it was. That was the best way to start off Summit. Like you just have this room full of people and these leaders that you look up to and that you know on a personal level, and it's just amazing to see like their journey and how they've like where they came from. And everybody jokes about how everybody said no at first, and it's just the community is so awesome and it just like solidifies it for you. But what I really liked was Teresa Schrader had 3 quick tips for social media. So the first one is wardrobe change. So that she goes, the days that you shower actually and like get ready, pick out a few outfits, get a blank wall, take a bunch of pictures, and just have them in your phone for the days that like you just don't know what to post, or you just need a picture, you need to make some graphics, something like that. But then also she mentioned don't forget to do like the more relatable things too. So like for example, if you're a mom, don't forget to post like pictures of spit up on your shirt. Like that's okay too, but that's just another thing to like have in your toolbox. And then number 2, before posting, ask yourself, is it useful, interesting, informative, or entertaining? If it's not one of those things, you should probably rethink whether or not you should be posting it, or think of a way you can share it in a way that would be one of those 4 things. The third tip, social media, don't forget to make it social. When she said that, I was like, oh my gosh, I think it's so easy in like this world to just be glued to social media, but then forgetting the social aspect of it. So she said, like interacting with people is a really great way to keep it social. So commenting on people's things, liking people's things, reaching out to people. Hey, I saw you went on vacation. How was that? Making it a social atmosphere, building those relationships. It's just going to make the transition easier when you are eventually approaching them with a coaching opportunity, if you choose to do that down the road. And then just a couple other things I wanted to mention. She posted 2 pictures. She had one of her coaches with her Shakeology and holding it, and then she had another one of Shakeology on an oven. If you've done this, because I've done this, where you put your Shakeology on the countertop, take a picture of it, and you put it on Facebook, stop it. Not good. It just talked about how like people do really well with faces. They don't connect with an oven. Like they want to see your face. They want to see what like you're doing. They want to see what you look like. If something is important to you, it will be important to someone else. There's people out there that have similar visions, similar goals. I mean, look at all the people on this team right now. If you think you're alone, you're not, because we've all got something in common, clearly. Otherwise, we wouldn't be on the team together. And then don't hide. Share every step. So it's easy to just show all of the pretty things. But as Julianne would say, share the unsexy things, like mom, just be a mom, or just be a college student, or just be an overworked person, and share that with people, because someone out there is going to relate to that. And then lastly, this one was the biggest thing. I have like stars on stars and stars next to it. Stop living coaching month to month. As soon as that got said, I was like, oh my gosh, mind blown. I think it's really easy. Okay, I have to hit Success Club this month. And then end of the month, boom, done. I hit my Success Club, tapped out, don't do any other work. You have to think about it. If you have a goal to be somewhere in 2-3 years, the only way you're going to get there is consistency. So by just working it month to month, you almost have to have a deadline of, okay, my deadline is 4 years from now. My deadline is 2 years from now. Like if you live it month to month, you're not going to get where you want to get. And that's all I had. That was really fast.
Bam! It's so good. So I think just a really cool thing about this is for those of you who went to Summit and those of you who didn't go to Summit, like these are some things that I didn't hear, or I missed, or I wasn't there, or whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's so good, that sometimes it can be overwhelming because there's so much information, that I just really encourage you to take one thing. If that's just like, I'm going to believe in myself, I'm going to make myself believe in myself, right? By writing it down and repeating it. Or I heard this social media tip, be social. I'm going to practice that. So I just really encourage you guys to reflect and to think about that. Okay. So first of all, I think it's pretty awesome, this picture right here, because Samantha is taking a picture with Shalene. So let's just talk about that. And Misty, this picture is just happiness, like just straight on happiness. Misty's going to talk about curiosity marketing and maybe something else. I know that we were kind of debating about it, but really share your heart. And then Samantha's going to talk about this 30-day thing for coaches. That's really awesome. I didn't know the actual term. I forgot it already. All right, Misty, go ahead.
So I changed to wanting to talk about objections because that hit home for me because I was the one with all of the objections, and Kim will tell you that I had no space, I had no time, and it just wasn't something that I was wanting to do. I just didn't want to do it. So I know that there's a ton of people out there that are like that, and that's how they started. So what I took from it is that it's mindset. And you can't change their mindset, but you can have the right mindset about the objections. So the three major objections are always money, time, and belief. So you're going to have those no matter what. So it was how to handle those, and how to handle those is to just put it out there and talk about it before they can give you the objection. Because if you just have it out there, they have nothing to tell you no over other than I just don't want to do it. So they have to say they don't want to do it. It's not about the money. It's not about the time. And it's, they just don't believe that the product works, or that they don't believe in themselves. So we all get stuck in that mindset when we're in that position where we're broken and we don't believe that we can have those kind of changes, or that we can just change our lives in general. So I kind of had to put like big circles around stuff like these are my posts, because I have all these objections. So I need to make sure that I focus on this when I do my posting, and making sure I'm putting that out there. Like, yep, I was the one with the 4x4 living room, but I still did Payo. I still did quarter force. I still did country heat. I still did size. And I was all over my living room from wall to couch, but I still was able to do it and was able to be successful in it. And I was still able to coach and still be able to, prove that you can do this. It doesn't really matter what your circumstances are. So basically, when you know those things, the money objection, you need to provide value. If they don't see the value, they're going to throw that out there. For time objection, they're not the priority yet. They don't feel like they have the time because that's not top on their list there. We all have the same amount of time during the day. We can all get it done. And then the belief is they just don't believe in themselves. And so we have to help them see that they can do all of those things. And every change begins with a no turning into a yes. So those were kind of the big things I took from that, and just anticipating that you're going to have those questions, and being ready to just have something to say back to them, and not just being like, oh, okay, I see you don't have money, or, oh yeah, I know you're busy. No, you got to have something to say back to them, still relating to them and understanding what they're going through, but helping them realize that they can do this as well. So that's kind of what I took from that. And that's part of the 4 vital behaviors that we talk about.
That's huge. And that's even simply by creating social media posts of, I do that all the time. Like, yes, you can afford this. Yes, you have the time. And yes, you deserve to take care of yourself. But you can always make posts of your own objection, of, I didn't think that, I didn't realize I was not wanting to make myself a priority. Like, I felt selfish for doing that. And what I've found is I've become a better daughter. I've become a better wife. I've become a better whatever. Or, man, my friend who has lost 70.5 inches thought she had 0 room to do her workouts. And this is what she did with limited space. Yep. You share that objection, right? I love to go into my conversations handling it already. So as I'm talking to someone, being like, yeah, typically people are afraid that Shakeology is too expensive, but actually let me tell you a little bit about it. Or because I kind of validate that's a thing. Or I was an overworked teacher. I didn't have a lot of time for anything, and I hated working out, and I just wanted to get lost in Netflix every night. But I did this. You can lead your conversation, you guys, with your objections, which is huge. Good. I really like that. That was really powerful. Thank you for sharing that. All right, Samantha, go ahead.
Okay, so mine is pretty much it's very straightforward. One thing that I struggle with a lot is my paradigm, and my paradigm is truly that I'm lazy and I don't like putting in any more work than I have to. So power hours, getting that done is a really big deal for me. It's not something that I do a lot. So in the workshop on Saturday, we were talking about aligning activities with our goals. Okay, we all know we have to do power hours. Um, but I don't really like doing scripts because I don't want to sound like somebody I'm not. But one thing I learned and really appreciated was they talked about impacting 30 people a day. And this makes it really simple. 30 people a day sounds like a lot, but if you can focus on, I'm going to break it down for you. Doing 5 gratitudes. This can be personal message, or this can just be, like Lizzie said, being social on your Facebook, commenting on people's things, just saying, even reaching out to someone saying, thank you for doing this, or excuse me, thank you for commenting on my post. Thank you for being vulnerable in this post that you shared. Just send out 5 gratitudes. The other one is making 5 new friends, which is simple, just building the 5 relationships that we should be doing in our power hours anyways. The third one is following up with current challengers. So, and these are all 5. So follow up with 5 challengers, see if they're ready to join the business, see how they did with the previous challenge group, see if they're sticking it out with Shakeology, with BOD, do they want to, continue on as a customer? Just follow up with them and see how they're doing. 5 coach invites, which I hate doing. 5 invites just to a challenge group. It can, the 5 invites could just be to whatever. It could be to the business as well. And then the last 5 were just follow up with 5 people that you've already built relationships with that you think would be good prospects for the business. This is all stuff that we already know, but having this laid out and having this checklist of 5 people in this category and this category, and it's more than just the 3 challenge groups and then the 5 coach invites. It's very straightforward, but I like it because I hate power hours.
I love how real you are, because I already know there are probably like 5 people on this call that are like, oh, good, me too. And again, it's just reiterating on the thing you don't want to do is the thing you need to do. If you're feeling stuck or you feel like nothing's moving forward or your business hasn't changed, it's probably because you're doing the things you don't want to do. And then remember that whole thing of like, if you're worried about rejection, like that person is the minority. If they're going to hate that you want to empower people and hate that you are healthier and happier, like they need this. They need it more. I know we rushed through that, and I'm feeling actually quite proud because we have 10 minutes left. I know it's a lot, so like, it's good. That was a lot of really good information. Jill, Eric, Molly, I'm trying to see, Lisa. Is there anyone who was at Summit that didn't want to share a takeaway? You guys can unmute yourself, or questions. Yeah. Who got their ticket already? Again, if you're a newer coach, hit Success Club 3 months, you get a free ticket. I think that's pretty awesome. Molly Bell was a success starter, meaning she got to go to Summit for free or have a free ticket, which I think is awesome. Got mine. I got mine as well. Eric, do you want to share anything?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
It's right
I'll turn my camera on.
Maybe sit up.
I know. I feel like I should sit up right now. Sorry, I'm just being overly dramatic. I think my biggest takeaway was.
Is there?
I think it's because I'm on and you're on right here.
You want to go that way?
All right. I'm gonna go to the other room. I'm glad Lisa's on here because I think my biggest takeaway comes from actually the mouth of Matt Locke. And he said something to me, this was on Sunday, and it was pretty profound. And I guess Darren Hardy had mentioned it. And it was, Darren like kind of slid it into his talk, where he was talking about like healthy living truly does start in the home. And how and then Carl Deichler is like, oh, we're like leading a revolution. And I think of like how our society and our culture, we truly have a role. We have a mission. We have this goal to get people happier and healthier. But it also, like, it does start in the home. It has to get people thinking about what they're eating at their house. It has to get people thinking about what are they doing at home to set themselves up for success. Like, does it start in the morning right away, or am I going to wait until 5 o'clock at night when I'm really tired? Am I going to really go to a gym? Am I going to really try to do what is right for myself? Because in the end, we all know, like, I don't know who said this, but I think it was like a talk at our one of the messages from our church, and like healthy living truly starts in the habits that you create for yourself. And I think Brandon Bouchard even said a little bit about that too, or maybe it was Darren Hardy. But really, like, habits truly form after like 300 times you're doing it. So like, getting people into our groups, getting people onto this team, it's going to have a huge impact for them in their lives. Like, I just think back to my friend Josh, who said yes to me over 2 months ago, and he's already seeing those effects with his own weight, but then also like what he's eating, what he's putting into his body, his lifestyle, what he's choosing to do, instead of going out and filling your body with junk. And I think that's huge. We're on a mission, and we're going to revolutionize the health and fitness industry. We're going to take it back. We're going to take it back to the home. We're not going to leave it to gym owners who are really almost like, I feel like this is like maybe this is a bad comparison, because there are people that go to the gym in our group, but like some gym owners, like, I can compare to like the what am I blanking now? You go get your car fixed, and you give it to them, and you're like, okay, like, here, this sounds like it's wrong, and like they'll give you a whole diagnosis. I feel like gyms kind of do that. They like give you like a diagnosis of what's wrong, like what's not working for you, but then they don't do anything to help you with it. So I think, like, for us, we just, again, have that huge impact. We have that huge role to play. That was my mentorship, definitely support. That was my biggest takeaway. So health definitely has to start in the home. And it starts with us sharing the word and spreading it.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah. And I think too, like, it's okay to go to a gym, and it's great that we have Beachbody on Demand and you can do it at the gym. For me personally, I just didn't know what to do at the gym. So that's why this was a solution for me. But those days where it's snowing really bad or the weather's this, like, you have something at home that you can do, but the nutrition that we offer, which is huge. I'm going to end with this, unless someone needs to go and wants to go that hasn't gone, that went to Summit. Turner, go ahead.
And I already went, but I just found this in my notes when I was going through.
Yeah.
Brendon Bouchard said, when you build up the barriers to keep the bad people out, we end up keeping the good people out too. I think that can really go off of not only just like building up barriers, but then also hiding, kind of what I said in mine. So when you're sitting there trying to hide from the haters, you're ending up hiding from your tribe too. So like, you just need to.
That's like that picture that Teresa showed of her coaches who had transformations, and then the one coach that was under the bed, like, and hiding behind her son, where it's easy to like put your kids out there, like this and that, but you're hiding, you're not there. But the ones who are owning it, like, I'm right here, like, start a revolution for moms who do only use their kids and like have only pictures of their family and not them in there. Like, speak up for the moms who are not in pictures because they're too embarrassed, right? I want to end on this. Is Brendon Bouchard talks about habits. Eric said this, I'm so glad he brought it up, that it takes 300 times to create a habit, whether it's bad or good. And I was thinking about that. A lot of people aren't consistent with social media, and it's because they don't do it 300 times in a row. I was thinking in the last 3 years, I've never missed a post on social media, even being out of the country. I was talking to a friend who's a coach. She said I even paid someone to make a post for me when I was out of the country. I was like, that's powerful. And he had this quote that they are extraordinary. He's talking about high performers. They're extraordinary, but they become that way because of their habits. And here are 9 quick habits of high performing people. Is that they're more successful than peers, yet they are less stressed. I thought that was huge. Less stressed. They're more confident that they will achieve their goals despite adversity. So despite people being judgmental, I think Lisa just became a coach, and I think she had mentioned that someone was already saying something. But like someone who's going to be successful is already going to just like be successful anyway. I think about my journey when I started. I did have people mock me. In fact, Eric even did a video and one of his friends were super sarcastic on it. And I said, he's being sarcastic. And I wanted to like be sarcastic back, but I held my tongue, and he was one of those people that made fun of me. It's just funny, right? He's still the same. Uniquely productive, and they've mastered the public quality output. So just, I don't know exactly what that means. I'll have to look at it more. They work passionately regardless of traditional rewards. So it's not about the rank. It's not about like hitting those milestones. They're admired and adaptive leaders. They're happier than most people, high performers. And they're healthier. He said every billionaire, every Fortune 500 company person that was actually happy and a high performer, they all worked out. So Mark Zuckerberg, all these people that he helps and mentors, all work out. I was thinking about Brendon Burchard, who's his trainer. You guys know? Did you guys catch that? Tony. Yeah. B90X. Isn't that crazy? Tony Horton. He's a high performer and he works out. He was doing all that stuff. They get better grades. I didn't get good grades because I wasn't passionate about what I was learning about, but I, in the Beachbody world, get better grades because I'm really passionate about it. And they feel appreciated and that their work is making a difference. So those are the 9 habits of high performers. I'm thinking about Caitlin Green, ending on this. She has gotten no after no after no after no after even more no's and more no's and more no's and more no's. And lately, she is the most confident person I've ever seen. And it's because she's created a habit of reaching out to people, following the vital behaviors, doing all these things, that now it's flipped. That out of all those no's, she's learned how to craft, instead of word vomiting or instead of doing all this, this, and this, she's been able, because she's gone through it so many times, to perfect the invite. Whether people say yes or no, it doesn't matter, but her confidence in the delivery of the price or in her challenge group or the coaching opportunity is not one that's fearful or worried about objection, because she had gone 300 times in a row of having rejection, not necessarily 300 right in a row, but does that make sense? That you have a choice to create a habit. So for those of you who feel stuck, I'm assuming it's because you haven't gone 300 in a row with your workouts or social media or recognition, right? I'm not saying spend the next 300 days in a row recognizing someone. That's a lot, but you get what I'm saying. I think I'm missing something really funny. Did I say something dumb? No, just my bio. Oh, you guys are hilarious. Oh, Kim, got anything? Oh, got it. I got you.
I was just saying how the man, Brendon Burchard, was in a suit and did like he did a donkey kick, Tony Horton, and then he did a pile flip on stage. And I was like, what?
It's like, what did I do? Like, I wasn't even planning that. But I mean, a high performer works out. So I just thought that was interesting, of someone who's genuinely happy and successful. And that was the big thing that they had in common, were those 9 things. So you all are amazing. Thanks for spending your time and your hour learning more about Summit. And I just really encourage you to take something and implement that one thing right away. All right, y'all. I'll talk to you later. Bye.